everybody. Well, I don't know if anybody's there yet. But, oh, that's not right. Give me a shout if you're here, and I'll see if the comments will appear. It's all right, I found it. Never mind. It's going to be a great live, but I'll wait till a few more people pop on, and then we'll see how we go. Hey Treya! You're the first. It's really lovely to see you. Look at my pink cheeks. It's very warm here in the UK at the moment, so I'll probably be a bit glistening. We'll see. Un peu glammy. Oh, look, I've messed my hair up as well. And put some lovely lilac in as well. Not long now. We've had lovely weather here in the UK for the past, I don't know, probably about nearly a week, really, over the... I can't read very well, but let me see. It's 38 degrees here, I think. Is that what you said, Treya? Oh, 86. God, I can't read at all. 86 degrees. Is that good? I've no idea what that is. Hi. Hi, everybody. It's really lovely to see everyone. I'm going to get started in a minute. Before I do, I'm just going to say that I'm not doing a full rainbow makeup today. What I'm going to do is this makeup specially for my wonderful baby called Sally Jane Connolly, and she's non-binary, although she uses she, her pronouns, because she doesn't mind. And so I'm going to do the non-binary flag today, which has got a lot of the colours that I love as well. And I just noticed I was getting ready for the live, and I put this lovely necklace on, and I realised it's got all the colours that I need. It's got white, purple, yellow and black, and they just happen to be all the colours of the non-binary flag for Pride. So those are the colours I'm going to use today. I haven't put anything on yet, but I'll get going in a minute. I just want to say a little bit about being a Pride, being an ally to the LGBTQ community and all its denizens. To me, that means not just doing stuff like this during Pride, but remembering and having that at the forefront of your mind all year round. Because Pride is 1 month, but we've got to remember, you know, that the LGBTQ community, it has to be focused on all year round if you can. So that's my first point. Yeah, and just to celebrate my lovely friends in the LGBTQ community. I can't say it. I've got like tongue-tied now. I've already got one friend here, and I'm going to give her a big wave and a shout out, Treya. And another one's just popped up, Lane. So Treya is one of my friends from the LGBTQ community, and she is uses she and her pronouns. Lane is another of my friends from the LGBTQ community, and they use they, them pronouns. So you'll find that lots of people in the LGBTQ community prefer different things. For example, Lane is non-binary, and so is my daughter Sally, but Sally's not bothered about her, she isn't bothered about using any pronouns other than she or her. Lane prefers they, them. So even when somebody identifies as a similar sort of thing, then their pronouns might be different. it's up to them, isn't it? And so the best thing to do is always ask. Right, I'm going to get started. First thing I'm going to do is get some foundation on my eyes as primer. It's been warm, like I've said, and my skin tone has changed, definitely. I have had sun cream on, but I've still sort of bronzed up a little. So I'll have to watch out for that today. Hope everybody else has been enjoying lovely weather. I'm pretty sure that across the UK, the weather's been quite good for the past week or so, especially over the bank holiday. And the lucky kiddywinks have had a fabulous time over half term. So that's also good news. So I use foundation as my eye primer. I've mentioned it before, just because I like to have something that's not, you know, like I don't like to have a million different products for doing lots of different things if I can help it. I prefer something that's nice and flexible. Hi Hazel! I bet it is. She says the weather in Ireland is beautiful. Mind you, you can all see that, can't you? Why am I saying that? I don't even know. Yeah, I'm glad the weather's beautiful everywhere. My friend Treya says that it's 86 degrees where she is, which is ridiculous. I don't know what 86 degrees means, if I'm honest. But I'm sure it's nice. I think if I was to translate that, let's see if my mathematical mind will work. 86 degrees Fahrenheit might be about 23, 24 degrees centigrade. Now, if I'm right, I want a little prize at the end, okay? Oh, somebody said 86 is 30 degrees. Oh, you've got it warmer than us. But hey, I'm not jealous one bit because we just have sunshine and all I need is that shine. Okay, so I've already said that the flag for non-binary peeps is purple, white, yellow and black. So here's the plan, everybody. I'm going to put some white and yellow on my lid there. For my transition colour, it's going to be purples, dark ones and light ones and lilacs and all sorts. And up on the highlight, I'm going to have some really nice shimmery white. It'll be like a pearly white. And then I'm going to use some dark black and black mascara. That's going to be the black. It's that a bit tokenistic, but still, that's going to be the black. I've decided. Okay. Oh, hey Sally! She's eating her tea. Right, now then. Purple, purple, purple. Always start with my transition colour when I've got my head together. I might not do that when I'm not live, I'll be honest. But I always start with a transition colour and that's going to go in here, like that. And I've got this lovely colour on my Juvia's Place Magic palette, which is here. I'm showing it you there. And I'm going to use that one there. Okay, so I'm going to get some of that on my brush. It's a nice fluffy brush. Look how pro I am. A nice fluffy brush. And I'm going to head in there. I'm going to get my mirror out now and I am going to go this way. I'm going to head in there with a light touch. Hardly touching because nearly all the eyeshadows that I possess are very pigmented. I think I've got rid of anything that's hard work to apply. And that's because who has time for that? Who has time for it? Nobody. So I've got all the pigmented stuff. Pat it off on my knee, and I'm using that. So it's relatively easy to get some lovely colour payoff and get that lovely purple in there. I'm really enjoying seeing how Pride has got a higher focus these days, a higher visibility. because that wasn't always the case. And it's always nice to recognise that it is getting a higher visibility. There are more people who recognise that pride is something that's for our LGBT community. Specifically for them, that's something we've got to remember. Pride isn't for us cis people, heterosexual cisgender people. That doesn't mean to say we can't celebrate it or support it. It just means to keep in mind that it's not for us. It's for the LGBTQ community, first and foremost. But the fact that it's got that higher profile, the fact that more people are talking about it, the fact that, you know, advertising has taken it on, which to some extent is, you know, a sign of the times, isn't it? It's in advertising and everything, but it's also a good sign of the times, because that advertising and that visibility means advertisers obviously think that it's not going to be off-putting to put something about pride or LGBTQ, and that's got to be progress, I think, anyway. I'm sure it's got its negative sides. All advertising does, really, doesn't it? And it's worth keeping in mind that one thing that I said about the fact that although pride is something that can be celebrated by everyone, it's for a certain group of people, those people who are marginalised, and they're still marginalised to a degree. So it's got to be remembered. It's got to be still at the forefront of our minds. Now then, I've got like a gorgeous lilac-y one, matches my hair. Oh, by the way, I put some purple in my hair special as well for this thing. So I've got my lilacs here. Oh, and excuse me if I'm not reading your comments. First of all, I get really nervous and then like jibber jabber on, and then when I realise that there's there's words and everything, then I just go, oh, what are they saying? What are they saying? Yes. Right, I've got my purple. Lost track of everything then. Just brain mush. Oh yeah, I was saying I put some colour, purple colour in my hair, especially for my non-binary flag today. I've got my lovely lilac on as my transition colour, and I've taken it quite high because I'm a hooded-eyed beauty, as you all know. And if I only took it like a little bit just into the crease, like you might do if you had more open eyes, mine are not open, then you can't see it as well. So it's going higher up for that reason, and I take it quite high up because the only thing that I'm going to have above it is maybe a little bit of highlighter just under my eyebrows. So colour number 1 in. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is a darker purple, and I'm going to take that in the corners there. I'm getting a smaller, more precise brush now. Like, ooh, when you've got too many brushes and you've got too much choice. I'm going to use this one. It's slightly slanted, looks a bit blue, but honestly, I've cleaned it, don't worry. And I'm going into, I think one of these lovely Inglot shadows that are matte shadows. I'm going to go into this one here in the corner because I'm hoping it'll give a really good purple pop. So let's get that purple in. Oh yes, I have to say as well that anybody who knows me is ready for any mistakes and cock-ups that I'll do with regard to using the right pronouns or using the right terms. They're ready for it. But here's the thing, it's okay to mess up that. It's okay. I know that all my friends who are here today, that I've given a shout out to, and I'm pretty sure other people from the community will tell you there's nothing worse than if someone makes a mess up and then they're apologising like crazy because they feel like they need to do this. profuse apology. The thing is, that's more embarrassing. It's more embarrassing. So pull it back. If you cock up and you say she instead of them or they, just say, oops, sorry, I mean, and correct yourself. And I think if you're on the ball enough to do that, that goes a long way with anybody. So it's not just my LGBTQ people. If you make a mistake talking to anyone on you, or like you say you swear to somebody who you shouldn't really be swearing to, and you apologise, people get it. They're in. They're with you. They're not going to go, that's it. I shall send my warriors of doom to your house now. It'd be quite funny if they did, though. I think there should be warriors of doom. You know what I mean? Send them round. But it's not going to happen. You don't need to panic. But just try and be on the ball and aware enough to correct yourself. Or if you're not sure how to correct yourself, ask. You've just got to ask, haven't you? Asking goes a long way. I'm not sure why people are always so... Oh, hi, Angela. I'm not sure why people are so, a little bit reluctant to ask. Maybe they think, I don't want to put them out. But do you know what? I think they'd be much relieved if you just asked. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what your pronouns are. I'm not sure whether you're a they or a he or a she. Just let me know. And they will tell you. And they'll be relieved, because that means they're not on tenterhooks waiting for you to make that dreaded mistake and then make them feel really embarrassed when you go crazy apologising like mad. So that's just me though, but I'm pretty sure that's a given. Just run with it, and if you mess up, sort it out in the edit. Ooh, I'm hot here. Sorry, I'm just having a check what... Oh, I wasn't sure what Angela was saying. I'll catch it later then, but there's no point me trying to focus my old eyes on that. Now then, if you look, what I've been doing is going with that darker colour and trying to, fancy word alert, ombre it up. See, I'm rock me, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to ombre it up, and in my case, because my eyes are really deep set, I tend to like get the shadow brush and like almost, that's my brow bone right there, it comes right down, and just sort of ping it upwards. And looking in this mirror, I've just noticed how much fallout I've got there, so I'm going to give that a brush off. Yeah, because amateurish, but hey, that's how it goes. Millions of people living as folks. Now then, you didn't see that cheeky lick then, did you? I have got water here. Old habits die hard. But I am trying, and that's all that matters. So I've got that lovely purple. I don't know what that bip was. I hope I've won something. I could have. Because I'm winning material. I'm going even darker on that outer edge. Today, to get that nice purpley looking dibby in it. Look like panda eyes, don't they? But like I say, all comes out. I love that song. To learn how to love. Thanks, Lane. And forget how to hate. Right. Now then, I said I would try and do some white on the lid, but it's going to be a pearly white. So I've got this lovely shade here. Oh, sorry, handy hold. Right. This is a new Inglot, that one that I've got. Now, it looks like a matte white, but in actual fact, let's put a bit on my finger. It's pearly. I don't know if you can see that that's pearly, but it is pearly. So, I'm going to use my finger and bob a bit of that on. Yeah, here we go. Bob. I'm rubbish, aren't I, at saying the right words, but hey, y'all know what I mean. Y'all know. Y'all my people. You forgive. Okay. Right. White is going on the lid right there. I am going to be putting some yellow over this in the corner. But I'm putting a big amount of this pearlized white there. Oh, when I close my eyes and see all those wrinkles. They call it crepey eyes for a reason, after a particular sort of material that has those wrinkly bumps in it. Which I know about because in my other life, besides makeup, what I do is I restore vintage curtains and sell vintage fabrics. I love a crepe. It's very nice and it drapes well. That's all I'd say. So, crepey eyes are not due to popular opinion. They are not anything to do with like little pancakes that you fold up. Just to be clear. Crepey eyes. Named after the fabric. Right. So I've got my nice white in there now. And I said I wanted to try and put a pop of yellow in the middle. Now we always say this pop of yellow. I have got this one from a Colourpop palette, and they're all removable, so it normally lives in a magnetic palette of mine. And this one is actually kind of verging on a lime green, but it's actually a day glow yellow. So I am going to use my little finger for this, and it's going in the corner. And the thing I like about Colourpop, it really does have an immediate payoff, colour payoff. So, and I think that looks quite nice actually. Lane, you can't eat Nutella on your crepey eyes. You can on a crepe with, like, you know, the food crepe, pancake thing. But not on your crepey eyes. You're quite right, my darling. You are quite right. Here's one of the things that's not interesting, but that I'll pass on, is that I know my friend Lane in a previous life. So I had to learn how to get those pronouns right. I think that when you know someone from one life and they transition into their new one, that's where sometimes it can be more difficult to get those pronouns right, because in your head sometimes the picture of the person you knew before comes before the new person. But I think that I'm not doing too badly, and yeah, I think most of the time, because I've got that in my head now, it's quite easy to recall it and do what I should be doing. And but I'm just saying that if you're out there and you're in that position where somebody you know has transitioned to a different gender identity, yeah, you do sometimes forget, and you do sometimes think about the person that you knew before. However, if you can constantly keep reminding yourself and keeping on top of it, I can tell you now that the person who's transitioned, who's got the new gender identity, every time you remember and every time you correctly give them the right pronouns, that is a big plus for them. I know it because my friends that I've talked about, they all tell me this. It's a big plus. So it's really, really worth working that little bit harder, because you've got to do it. You know, it's not like an option. You've got to try and get yourself in that right mindset, you know. And Lane's just saying even she does that. Yeah. So don't be afraid is a common message in this lovely live video that I'm doing, and sharing some of my thoughts about being an ally, and you know, being accepting, and being not just accepting. I adore my LGBT peeps, Q peeps. I do. I just adore them. And I find that because I know that situations are not the same for them, because I recognise that I've got a privilege that they don't have, that across the board I've got privilege that a lot of people don't have. I'm white, I'm cis, I'm heterosexual. Across the board I've got all those privileges. And without having those other people in my life, without those LGBTQ people, without any of my BAME friends, anything like that, it would be much harder for me to keep in my head the privilege that I have every day. But you've got to keep it in your head. You've got to. The first step is recognising that it's there, that you've got that privilege. Sorry, licked my brush again, disgraceful. And keeping it at the forefront all the time. Remembering you do have privilege. And using it. Today, what I really, really wanted to do was share with lots of people that I know might be the same as me. They're heterosexual, they're cis, maybe they've got some LGBTQ friends, but maybe not. Maybe they don't. And so they hear about it. They don't necessarily feel like they're going to get everything right every time. It's going quite well, actually, that. Well, I like it anyway. Yeah, and so hopefully, if I can sit here and say, right, these are my friends, I totally mess up all the time, but this is what they need from me, and this is what helps them. And if I can do it with my cabbage brain, I'm sure you can. And it's easy enough, and this is what happens when I've messed up, and boy, do I mess up sometimes. If I can do all that, and someone watching it thinks, yeah, well, she's right, you know. That would be ace. I'd be well chuffed with that outcome. That would be top banana, as we say. Top banana. Right. I've got three of the non-binary flag colours on my eye. I've got my white. Okay, it's shiny, but I'm calling it white. I've got my yellow, and I've got my purple. So I'm going to start thinking about the black. And actually, black is a much maligned colour because it gives so much definition, doesn't it? And I'm going to use black for liner under my eye. I've got a lovely new matte black here, so I'm going to use that to put a little bit in the corners of my eye and underneath. I have got a plan for finishing off as well, but I'm going to put a little bit under there. I'm using powder liner here because I'm terrible, absolutely terrible at doing liquid liner. So I'm using powder. And I might be able to create a bit of a wing. But you know, if it doesn't happen, I won't lose any sleep. And you got to do the eyeliner face as well. So I'll put a little bit in there. As I always say in all my lives, it'll be messy till it's not messy. I'm going a little bit at the edge there, and that's because I've got this little rogue eyelash there that's got like white at the bottom of it. It's a killer. Morning! Hello! Yeah, liquid eyeliner it's not my best friend. And especially if I know that I'm talking about stuff that's important to me and that I want to get right, I know that I might be a little bit more nervous today. That's not to say that I would never do it. Always want to talk about those things that are important to me. And this thing is. So, there's that. I'm looking forward to reading all the comments. I can sort of see some of them. I can see Angela there saying that she doesn't like liquid eyeliner either. It's true though. I mean, I think it's because I'm so used to using powder for anything from my youth. Because I am an old lady, proudly. And, you know, when I was younger, all we used was powdery. I don't remember us having posh liquid liner. We certainly didn't have felt tip liner. I can tell you that. You kids today don't know you're born. Felt tip liner. Ooh, it's newfangled and amazing. I really think that. Okay, so I've just got a little bit of black there. I might touch it up as we're going along, but I just wanted to see whether I was going in the right direction. I'm going to do a little bit on my brows now. I've got a nice taupe powder here again. Do you know what? Brows, ladies and gentlemen, brows. People of the world. Brows. I did nothing with my brows until, say, I don't know, about 3 or 4 years ago. I never touched them. They're just eyebrows. I didn't know that you were supposed to do anything with them. At all, I did not know that. So I never did. I never did anything with my brows. And as a result, they're not too bad. They're quite thick, but I've got like salt and pepper brows. So I've got a little bit of brown. Oh, sorry. I'm gibbering on. It's like you're in my house having a brew, though. That's how I see it. I've got a little bit of brown on this, and I'm just using it as a light filler. Because I don't like to have them too dark, especially since I lightened my hair. I'm glad. Can you? Where? These ones. My cue cards. Sally says she can see my cue cards. Is that right? But I don't mind. I can't see them in the picture. So there. I do have cue cards because I'm thick. And I can't get everything right. But thanks, Sally. I think she was like, I better tell her in case she doesn't know. Do you know what I can see in the background if I just move my head? My calendar with my babe's face on. Right, so here we go. Browy. It's a little bit brown, that, because it's not the shade that I normally use, but I'm going with it. You know what? I should have just done black anyway, shouldn't I? Then I could have had more of my black. That's a lie, I'm not. What am I not, Lane? I bet I am. If you mean a bit thick. I am sometimes. From age, but I embrace it. And it's not like, it is literally, that word, I would never use it about anyone else. But about myself, I do get like sort of turgid and hard to push through things. And so I think it's a good word for those things. Now I've got one black brow and one brown brow. When life gives you brow disparity, where am I going with that? I can't think of anything. Sort it out by putting a little bit more black on that. Oh, put a big blob. Look at that big blob now. It's you lot making me feel hilarious. Right, I'll put a bit of black on that now. Black. I love that from the fast show. Right, brows. They're a little bit shoddy, but it's not about the little pieces, it's about the gestalt of the entire look. Right? Yeah, you can use that. Okay, and I'm sweating. It's too warm. I'm not going to make lemonade out of my brows, Lane. God. Right. That don't look half bad in my camera, actually, there. I mean, in my thing. Oh, the brows look a little bit dark, but that's just because I'm not used to it, I suspect. Right. Now, mascara. Oh, I've got a new one. So, I don't know if anybody's watching who's going to Pride this year. I'm not. It's very crowded these days. And, but I think it's one of those experiences that it's undescribable. It's an amazing atmosphere. My Sal was talking about on her post today, she did a post about this, about recalling when she went to Pride with me as a youngster. She was about 8 or 9. And she won't mind me telling you because she's been telling people today. And yeah, we had a whale of a time. I was performing in the women's space, which is good. Well, I think that this is probably true of all prides, but Manchester Pride, certainly, the one that we went to, had a women's space with entertainers where it was just for females. And I was doing a little bit of MCing and introducing lots of lovely female comedians in that women's space tent. And as Sally recalls, she wasn't allowed in because Pride has lots of areas. Some areas are for everybody, some are family areas, some are just for men, some are just for women, some are just for say lesbian women or whatever. But there's lots of little pockets to Pride to give everybody their space if they need it. And that's pretty amazing because what it shows is that though it's respected at Pride, that not everybody wants the same thing. Some people want to just come together and have a drink and cozy up and everything, and some people want to dance the night away outside and everything. So some people might feel threatened by being in an area where there's a lot of mixed people and they want to be in there, or they just want to be with the peeps, you know, they just want to be their peeps. Lane says there's a separate trans pride as well called Sparkle. Wow, I'd love that. That sounds absolutely fabulous. And what it shows is that we're recognising that nothing in life is one size fits all. Absolutely nothing. Oh, Wendy was asking what sort of performer I was. I did stand-up and a little bit of improv. I don't do it these days because I kind of feel not as confident about being able to think on my feet, although I'm doing it right now and doing makeup at the same time. But it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same. And I just don't have the confidence to be able to remember the material and get through it, because I do get foggy and I do get, you know, forgetful, and then there's big pauses, which is fine if you're doing a makeup video, because you can just do a little bit of your eyelashes and hope that people don't see that you're really having thinking time. But when you're on stage, I don't know, I guess I always felt like No, I was too vulnerable for that when I know that I'm going to forget things. So I don't do it these days. You know, the other thing is as well, I don't actually need it as much these days. The time that I was doing stand-up, I loved it, and I genuinely needed some of that feedback that you get from stand-up. It's a good job I know you lot. I'm giving you a lot of insight into the daisy here. Yeah, and I think that I needed to prove something to myself, that I could do it and that I could handle it. But having done it, I don't necessarily feel the same need these days. Now, if we get on to karaoke and singing, that's a whole different ball game. Hi, Kathleen. Oh my gosh, I still love to sing. Love it. My favourite thing ever. Usually when I go cruising, I love to cruise, babes. I love to cruise. And when all the COVID mess calms down, I'll be on them boats again. I shall be. Can you see that I'm getting a little bit glossy, everybody? Look at this. What? Middle-aged women doing makeup. Yeah, it's a bonus. So I'm just gonna... Oh, what have I done with my tissues? Wait. Ah, yeah, found them. I'm in a tiny space and I still couldn't find them. Right, let's just pat that down a bit. Hey. Thirsty work. Now then, the tidying up starts. Can you see how messy I've been? But I am one of those that I do the mess and then I'll tidy it up afterwards. Got a bit of water on that. Oh, I am not kidding, the effort it takes not to lick. I'm sorry. I'm only being honest. It went all quiet. Right, so I've removed some of that. Actually, I didn't do too bad. Got a little black bit there. What's that doing there? But we're getting there now. I'll give a wipe down there. Put my hair back later. Okay. Now, looking in there, got my mascara on. What I wanted to do was put, I don't know what you think about that, people, a little bit of the white underneath there. What do we think? I'm just having a fan. If you could all, wherever you are, just wave your hands a little bit, that's going to cool me down. I promise. I'll feel it. I will. Do it. Just. Right, so I'm going to put some white underneath. Ooh. There should be a thing that says, you're too old for that kind of nonsense. But if there is, I didn't get the memo. So I'm going in my pearly thing, which I've actually managed to grub up with a bit of purple on it from last time. And I've got some of the white shimmer. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to go, oh yeah, baby, under my eye. There. It's kind of working. Oh, I know how. I've just realised how you can see my cue cards through the mirror. Duh! I was like, how have you done that, you amazing space people? I don't know if I like that, but I've also managed to get some black underneath as well, so let's get some of that. Don't you think it's cute though that I had cue cards to get my important stuff in? See, that is what I mean by using your privilege. Use your privilege to do these things. Make sure you're on the ball. Find out what you need to know. Find out what you can do and share it. Is that right? I think so. Alicia, you're right. Never too old. Never. Oh man, I've got a little speck in my eye there. Wow. Right, quite like that. Crazy. That's quite nice though for this warm weather. And remember, we're going for a celebratory look. And I always think, if you're celebrating something, make it loud and make it proud. I'm just making it up as I go along, obviously, but I stand by that. Make it loud. And make it proud. I think that makes my eyes a little bit sparklier. And yes, I like that. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of blush. And I'm getting ready to finish off. I don't know what the time is, but I'm hoping that you've had a good time joining me and hearing me chat about pride and LGBTQ allies and pronouns and making mistakes and being there and all the other stuff that's come out of my mouth. But oh, I'm sorry, Alicia. Alicia's got to go back to work. The live will be saved, though, as usual. So you can always catch a little bit at a later date. Now, I'm looking around like a crazy fool because, aha, I was looking for my blush and I couldn't find it. Got it. Now, I've got a MAC blush and it's a lovely pink. You know me. I do like my pink. Yep. And going in. I'm only using this little brush just because. It's doing the job. It's getting the job done. Don't need to get out my posh brushes. I do have posh brushes. Plenty of posh brushes. That thing's happening again also that I've mentioned in previous lives, whereby if you are talking for a long length of time, two things can happen. One, the balance of carbon dioxide in your blood changes a little bit from the way that when you speak and you breathe differently, and you get like pink cheeks. Found this out when I was teaching and I had to do story times that went on forever because, oh, I love story times. Who doesn't? So I'd be doing these story times and then I'd think, my cheeks are bright pink. What's going on here? My nose is a little pink, so I'm going to daub a bit on there. But also, you yawn. So if you're ever in a position where you're either reading to someone or doing a talk for something and you suddenly think, I think I'm going to yawn, it is to do with how you've been breathing whilst you're talking. I found this out because I used to do it a lot and I used to have to stifle these yawns, and I wanted to say to the children, I am not bored of this story. It's just as I'm talking, it makes me want to yawn. Now then. I think that I'm not doing too bad, but I've got a little bit of touching up to do. And what I want to do is put a little bit of extra dark in there. So I'm going to dab my fingers in. This one. Yep. A little bit of blue. Purple, sorry. And I'm just going to dab it on there. There's something about using your fingers for makeup. For me anyway. And certainly I recommend it if you have crepey skin, because there's nothing as sensitive as your fingertips to be able to place shadow exactly where you need it. So That's not too bad now. What are we thinking, everybody? Lips. I'd never forget the lips. I'm going to lilac up. This one is a lilac from Kat Von D. Ugh. I think it's perfect for summer. You know what I really like about this look now I've done it? That pop of yellow in the middle. That's my favourite bit. I really like it. Now, you know me. I've done my lipstick, but I'm going to do a little bit of sculpting with some of the shadow that I used before. Some of the purple. So I'm going to get a little bit of purple. And I'm going to sculpt my lips a little. Bottom lip done. I really love that white under my eyes as well, actually. Am I being braggadocious? I don't really care. Oh! Mistake! Look at that. I've gone a bit Elvis there. It looks like I've got a sneer. Okay. And that's that sorted. Just like when I was saying before, if you make mistakes with people's pronouns, correct it and move on. That's what you've got to do. Correct it. Move on. Proper posy I am. Now then, I have got a little bit of high colour there, and I think it's more because I'm hot than anything. Oh, I just remembered that I've got this Pearly Lip Gloss as well. Is the Pearly Lip Gloss going to be... I'm not even asking. Get out of here! I'm going to put the Pearly Lip Gloss on. Wait for this. Ooh, yes, I'm so glad I remembered about this. I'm really glad to see all you hooded-eyed beauties as well joining me. It warms my cockles. Now then, I think I'm more or less done. It's been really nice to sit with you all and put my makeup on and celebrate something that's important to me. And I don't want to get tearful here now. But I'm really proud of the people I've met that are in the LGBTQ community, and the people in my family that are in the LGBTQ community, and a new family that I've got, which is the Hooded Eyed Beauties family. I'm really proud of everybody there. I'm proud of them because I see them day after day working on being better at you know, things like pronouns and things like accepting people and giving good advice and being non-judgmental. And I see that every day, and yeah, it makes me so proud of everybody on Hooded Eyed Beauties. because we are pretty special. I just realised I didn't put a bit of highlight on my eyes, so a little bit on my brow there. So know that you're all special, you're all fabulous, and you're all pretty powerful for making a big difference to those people in the LGBTQ community that need that support from you. So I hope you always keep that in your mind, and also try and be a good ally, good allies out there, and yeah, just be supportive, be wonderful, be yourself, be amazing. And that's it, really. I'll see you all on the next live. Like I say, I'm going to save this. I'm having to stop now because I'm going to blub. I'll save the live. You can always watch it back later. You can always have a good chat in the comments afterwards. And I'll catch you all around the world. Catch you later, my lovelies. Bye.